January 31. The same goes for Iloilo City, Tacloban City, Lanao del Sur, Iligan City, and Davao del Norte. All other areas in the country will be under the more lenient modified GCQ classification. Still, President Duterte said these latest community quarantine classifications are still subject to appeal from their respective local government units. In the same taped address that aired last night, President Duterte once again lashed out at the International Criminal Court, or ICC, for, quote, meddling in the Philippines' domestic affairs. To tell us more about this and some other issues brought up in last night's address, we have Ria Fernandez. She's reporting to us live from Quezon City. Ria, what exactly did the President have to say about the ICC this time?
Charles, last night, the President once again said that his war against drugs and other crimes will continue. With this, he once again lashed at the International Criminal Court for interfering in the internal affairs of the country. He once again questioned the authority of the body to prosecute him amid his implementation of the war against drugs. And nevertheless, the President said that he is ready to face jail time if that's going to be his fate for fulfilling his campaign promise. Charles?
All right, but the President also spoke about the alleged corruption in the DPWH. In fact, he gave orders for Secretary Mark Villar to immediately relieve district engineers that are linked to this alleged corruptions. How many district engineers are we talking about, and what are the penalties?
Charles, during his speech last night, the President mentioned more or less 10 names of district engineers from various places in the country. These district engineers are allegedly cohorts of the solons he named who were allegedly involved in DPWH corruption. So one of the penalties that the President ordered is their immediate relief. They are expected also to submit themselves before DPWH Secretary Mark Villar this noon. And the President also directed the DPWH chief to submit to him the list of district engineers nationwide because he intends to reorganize them and reassign them to different districts in the country. Charles?
All right, but what about Secretary Villar himself? Will he not face investigations as this supposedly happened under his watch?
Charles, to tell you frankly, the President did not mention anything about DPWH Secretary Villar except the orders that he gave to the DPWH chief in relation to the actions he intends to implement against these district engineers allegedly involved in DPWH corruption. Charles?
Right, Ria, the President did name 9 lawmakers who are supposedly implicated in this corruption scandal in the DPWH. What was the President's basis for coming up with this list?
Well, yes, there are at least 9 lawmakers who were allegedly involved in DPWH corruption. These lawmakers were reported by some people from the ground, received by Presidential Anti-Corruption Commissioner Greco Belhica. But the President was quick in clarifying that the list he received from PACC is yet to be vetted, yet to be validated, and that they do not have yet hard evidence against these solons. Charles?
Right, some of the lawmakers named have already categorically denied these corruption allegations. So what happens next?
Well, Charles, we monitored that DPWH Secretary Mark Villar said that they will continue investigating these solons, and we are also waiting for the response of Justice Secretary Minardo Guevara on the next action that they will take, since he is the chief of the Mega Task Force Against Corruption. So for now, you're correct. Actually 8 out of the 9 lawmakers that were named by the President have already categorically denied their links to these DPWH anomalies. And yeah, they all said that they are willing to submit themselves to any investigation to prove their innocence. Charles?
Thanks for that, Ria. That was Ria Fernandez reporting live from Quezon City. Experts are demanding accountability over the vaccination of certain officials and soldiers without prior authorization from the FDA. Infectious diseases expert Dr. Benjamin Ko and former NTF COVID-19 advisor Dr. Tony Liachon say the FDA should pinpoint whose idea it was to use unregulated vaccines on several government officials. Liachon says the ball is now in the FDA's court since it is a quasi-judicial agency which could work with the Justice Department to prosecute violators. The doctors warn that bypassing regulatory procedures sets a bad precedent, as it could lead to more unregistered and potentially dangerous vaccines in the market. Worse, the doctors say the unauthorized vaccines used on soldiers can be considered as smuggled goods.
Meron po kasing batas po, Republic Act 8203. Isa po siyang law on counterfeit drugs. Ang ibig sabihin po nun, bawal po na gumamit ng unregistered imported drug product. Ang drug na ito ay either isang compound or chemical, and that includes a vaccine. So, yun.
The Metro Manila Skyway Stage 3 partially opens today. And to tell us what it's like traversing this new road, we have Shaila Francisco, who actually used this newly opened Skyway Stage 3 to travel to Balintawak this morning. Shaila, good morning. How was it?
Charles, less than 20 minutes. That's how long we traveled from Buendia, Makati to Balintawak, Quezon City using Skyway Stage 3 after it was partially open today. That's consistent to the assurance of DPWH and San Miguel Corporation that travel time will be cut to 20 minutes from 1 to 2 hours. For now, only 4 lanes will be used by motorists as there are pending asphalt work in remaining lanes. Only 7 ramps will also be open. That includes Buendia, Quezon Ave, Balintawak, and the southbound of Plaza de Lao. But by January 14, all 6 lanes will be open to the public. The firm adds no toll fees will be collected for its first month of operation. The Skyway Stage 3 is aimed to connect the South and North Luzon expressways, and once finished is targeted to help clear EDSA, C5, and major thoroughfares of 55,000 cars daily. San Miguel Corporation is expecting 200,000 cars to use this newly opened thoroughfare. Both the DPWH and San Miguel Corporation were here for the partial opening of Skyway Stage 3. The DPWH says the Toll Regulatory Board is still evaluating the toll fees, but this will be within the same range of the existing toll fees in the Skyway, which ranges from 72 to 168 pesos. Meanwhile, the DPWH advises motorcycles with 400 cc's that they will not be allowed for now, and that motorists should also observe the 40 kilometers per hour speed limit. Charles?
All right, thanks for that, Shaila. That was Shaila Francisco reporting live from Balintawak. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.